Hi, this is Richard Triplett, and we are here doing my final report presentation for my CIS 1942 course for Professor Maceland. I did my internship at A&J Land Surveyors, which is a small business, family owned and operated. It started in 1995. We make maps for engineers, land developers, and the bank and the county. About 17 total employees that work in the field and the office, and I'm actually a field manager there. With some of the software and hardware that we use is AutoCAD. We use that in the office, and then we use Spectra Precision robotic guns, and Survey Pro is some of the software we use for that, and then we use a TI-83 to calculate stuff. Use GPS equipment to locate our exact location on a grid, and then we use conventional surveying equipment to detail areas more precise. And A&J Land Surveys is a licensed business in the state of Florida. The business I worked for was lacking a website, so I offered to create them one from scratch. Most of the work I did on this project was done from my home office, except for the background images. I did those in the field, and I had to meet with my boss weekly to go over my accomplishments I made on the project. The software I used to write the project was Notepad++, HTML, and CSS and JavaScript. The platform I used was GoDaddy.com to host it, and I spent a couple hours a day working on the project and about 10 hours or more a week. Some of the learning objectives used for this project include researching, being creative, time management, communication skills, and understanding web page languages such as HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Building a business website, website analysts locally and globally, creating presentations and reports for my boss to gain feedback, and just using what I learned from school. At the beginning of my production cycle, I created a presentation for my boss to go over. And I met with him to go over the presentation and get feedback. And then after that, I started coding and making the layout and testing my code files. And then I would come back and show him what I've done to get more feedback and with a new presentation. Some of the objectives included to independently create a 5-page layout design, a slideshow background, write and debug and test my own code and upload it to hosting, target my audience specifically for what my boss wants. I created a responsive web design in my web pages, and I linked the domain account with my hosting account. At the end of the project, I created a business website for A&J Land Surveyors. I did the web analysis on local and global companies to get a better idea of how to get my audience, and I did presentations for my boss to show him all my accomplishments that I made each week. I kept backup files of all the files I wrote, just in case I get lost anything got deleted, and I debugged all the code and tested it on multiple platforms to make sure it worked. And then I set up the hosting to get it all running on the internet. Some parts of this project was challenging. For example, some of the code I had to challenge it to get it working properly, and I had some problems with the hosting, and I got it all figured out. It was a learning experience, and I would definitely recommend this to other internships. I used my own abilities and everything I learned from FFCJ, and it was a mission success.